Deconstructive influence of science and philosophy. Modern science provides empirical tools to construct evolution and theistic evolution. Like the Tower of Babel, liberals and theistic evolutionists have created or constructed their own belief systems without God. During the early Enlightenment period, Greek philosophers such as Socrates, Plato, and Anaximander enforced their worldview on the Bible and theology, hereby undermining the authority of the Bible and theology. The result of this belief was understanding does not come from faith or belief. I understand to believe, rather than believing in order that I may understand. Modern philosophers, such as Descartes' motto of I think, therefore I am, and Kant's philosophy of dare to think. For Descartes, I think, therefore I am, cognitive or mind understanding, not faith, not experience, not God's revelation. And Kant's dare to think, his rationalism and Hume's empiricism led to a rationalism that ultimately determines knowledge, which left no room for God. Modern science provided the empirical tools to construct evolution, theistic evolution. Let's look at two outstanding modern empiricists. First, Sir Francis Bacon, inductive reasoning and empirical methodology. David Hume, one of the greatest skeptics ever, he influenced Charles Darwin and atheistic scholars like Daniel Dennett, who considered Hume as his favorite philosopher, and Richard Dawkins, the great attacker of the rationality of theism. The authority of science was with great pride proclaimed over and against the Bible and theology. Herbert Spencer asked this question, what kind of knowledge is worth the most? He asserted, science for gaining a livelihood, science for parental functions, science for good citizenship, science for the enjoyment of art, science for the purpose of discipline. Science is the best preparation for all these orders of activity. Modern science became skeptical against the Church, the Bible, and its theology. Copernicus and Galileo, instead of seeking for a biblical cosmology, they incorporated philosophized ideas like that of Ptolemy's geocentrism. Liberal scientists from the 18th century, influenced by the Enlightenment's modern science, took an atheistic turn and supplied evolution with a pseudo-scientific status. Newton, considered to be one of the greatest scientists ever, however, his Christian beliefs were also questioned. Voltaire took his Newtonian science to Europe and became a great opposer to Christianity. The social scientists followed in the footsteps of the natural science, thus claiming scientific status. Comte introduced positivism, stating that the only authentic knowledge is scientific knowledge, and that such knowledge can only come from positive affirmation of theories through strict scientific method. Freud, his anti-religious beliefs influenced those who followed him. God is, in his opinion, but the product of religious people's projection of their view of their earthly fathers. Science became the king of the hill, whereas theology was downgraded to the status of a beggar. Liberal theologians like Schleiermacher demoted religion to Gefühl, and Christ is not God, but a God-conscious man. God and the Bible lost their authority and were regarded as mere myths. Newton's philosophy of nature became the new textbook to direct human lives. The Enlightenment explosion of knowledge was produced by science. Enlightenment scholars developed an intellectual arrogance. Their focus shifted from God to human needs. Thus, theology became anthropology. From revelation to rationalism, humans created in the image of God were now demoted to being created in the image of chimpanzees.